Radiohead, one of the most defining bands of the last 3 decades. Or at least they would have been if they kept releasing music. It's Radiohead. You know them, you love them probably, and if you don't, you're a hipster. Let's get into it. As a surprise to no one, Pablo Honey is their worst album, but I am a Pablo Honey defender. I don't think Radiohead has any bad albums, but I can't put Pablo Honey any higher than last place. Of course, it has Creep. It's a really simple song, but it's also really effective in what it does. I think it's a little overplayed, but it's it's probably the worst way you could get into Radiohead, but whatever. I really love the song You. I think that's probably like a top 20 Radiohead song. It just has such a good chorus. Hi, editor here. I put a sock over the microphone because there was some pretty bad popping throughout the video. I'm too lazy to re-record this because only 10 people are going to watch it, if that. But from now on, there will probably any future videos won't have popping. Hopefully, that's as bad. Sorry about that. And I love the climax of that song a lot, where he hits that high note. Also, this is their like most British sounding album. Like anything else, like it could come from anywhere, like UK or America. Just the way he pronounces some words on here, his accent really comes out on this album that really doesn't in any other album. Some other standout moments on this album, I think Stop Whispering has a really cool outro. Also, Ripcord's a great song. But one of my favorites is Anyone Can Play Guitar. I think the verses on that song are some of the is probably the best moment on Pablo Honey. I love that bass line, but then the choruses are just so lame. It has like the best verses, but the worst choruses. I don't know. I think the worst part about this album is the four-song run from Vegetable to Allergy. Those songs are just kind of weak. But besides that, I think Pablo Honey's a overhated album. It's pretty good for what it is, and it is what it is. Moving on. I bet you can't guess what album is going to come next. Coming in at number 9, we have The King of Limbs. Once again, people don't really like this album, but I also think it's overhated. I think it's pretty good. I can't put it higher than ninth place, though. There are some really good songs on here. I think Giving Up the Ghost is one of my all-time favorite Radiohead songs. I don't think this song gets like any love at all, but it has a really nice vocal performance. It's really sweet, and I like that song a lot. Good Morning, Mr. Magpie. It's just a lot of fun to sing along to. It has a really good chorus, vocal line. But the biggest problem with this album is it's just too complicated, and our stupid monkey brains can't comprehend all the complex melodies and rhythmic patterns they're doing. So some of it just sounds really jumbled, like Little by Little and Bloom. Like they're really complex, but some of the parts just sound, you know, overly complicated, and it doesn't necessarily sound good. Oops. I mean, they're good songs, but I can't express what I'm trying to say. They're good songs, but they just they're just missing it. They're missing it. They don't have it. If you like these kind of really thought out reviews, make sure you subscribe. If you like someone who can't think of words to say, stay tuned. There's a lot less words coming. Coming in at number 8, The Forgotten Album, or EP, or whatever you want to call it. In Rainbow's Disc 2. There's some really good songs on this, but it is what it is. It feels like In Rainbow's B-sides. Radiohead has really good B-sides. Some of their best songs are B-sides. I really love Man of War, Spectre, a bunch of other ones. One of the things that really stands out on this album for me is the drum grooves. There's a lot of just great drumming on this album, like Down is the New Up, Bangers and Mash, Up on the Ladder. I also like how they added a minute of silence or ambient noise and 4 minute warning, so the song could actually be 4 minutes. I think that's really funny. But besides that, I don't really have much to say. Good album. Check it out if you've never actually heard it or don't know it exists, because there's some good songs on it. Check it out. Moving on. All right, it's time for my hot take. Number 7 is Moonshaped Pool. Uh, my problem with the Moonshaped Pool is that it's a great album, but every time I listen to it, I forget every single song. I think I have the whole album saved, so that the songs come up on shuffle. But like, I can only tell you like what like 3 of the songs sound like off the top of my head right now. That being Burn the Witch, Daydream, and True Love Waits. Like besides that, I don't know what Identikit sounds like off the top of my head right now, or Tinker Tailor, whatever that one's called. I don't know what the songs sound like. I've listened. This doesn't happen to any other album. It's only this album. As soon as I finish listening to it, it just completely leaves my brain. I enjoy every song, but it does not stick with me in any way. I don't know what is wrong with this album. I've listened to this album like probably close to 20 times, and I couldn't tell you what like half the songs sound like. I don't know what the numbers is. That's what it's called, right? In like Glass Eye. I don't know what those songs sound like. I think Glass Eye has like the finger pick acoustic guitar, but I couldn't tell you anything. The first 3 songs on this album are really great. It's the highlight, especially Daydreaming. Daydreaming is probably one of the prettiest songs I've ever written. It's a lot of fun to play on the piano too. Dex Dark is another highlight. I love when the drums kick in. This is another one of the songs that I kind of know. I know I can't sing like anything of it, like off the top of my head, but I know what it sounds like, kind of, you know. Bass and drum groove on Full Stop. It's really hypnotic, and I like that song a lot. I also think the line about foul tasting medicine is funny. Uh, this album should probably be higher, but it's not. Deal with it. Moving on up to number 6, we have Amnesiac. Just like Full Stop, Packed Like Sardines is another like really hypnotic song. I like that one a lot. Also, Pyramid Song's another standout on this album. Another one of their prettiest songs. Great vocal delivery. Okay, guess who's back? It's me, the editor. There's a clip. I'm talking about Polk Pole, and there's an excessive amount of popping, so I couldn't put that clip in. But basically, what I'm saying is there's 2 Radiohead songs that I dislike, one of them being Polk Pole, and the other we'll get to. But for Polk Pole, there is a fix. They released patch notes for it. On the Kid Amnesiac version, there's Polk Pole True Love Waits, where they have the great backing beat from Polk Pole with the vocals of True Love Wait. It saves the song. It's very good. Check it out if you don't know that version. The run of You and Whose Army, Knives Out, and I Might Be Wrong is one of the strongest 3 run songs in Radiohead's discography, even though none of those songs are like huge hits or anything. It's just 3 super consistent songs back to back. Also, Life in a Glass House has that great horn line. The jazzy horns. Why do they do that more? It's such a good song. Also love the like Spinning Plates. I think that has a really fun chorus.
This guy moaned at least this loud. Oh!
Coming in at number 5, we have The Bends, the most solid, straightforward album they have. If you don't like weird artsy music, this is probably the best jumping in point for Radiohead's discography. It's just a bunch of straightforward rock songs that are really, really good. And a huge step up from their debut. There's also a lot of acoustic songs on this album, which I, just off the top of my head, I can't think of any other album that has this many acoustic songs on it. Maybe they haven't really done any acoustic songs up until like Moonshaped Pool. Also, the intro to the album, like the starting song, Planet Telex, has a super cool tremolo guitar effect. It's such a great way to kick the album off. This is the album where they really show off their skills as being songwriters. There's just so many I've said it several times now, but just great, solid songs. High and Dry, it's overrated, but it kicks, it rips. Also, shout out to Sulk, Bulletproof, and Nice Dream. Those songs are underrated in my opinion, but also really, really pretty songs. And I love the overlapping vocals that they do in that one line of Nice Dream, like on the second or third verse. But it ain't all sad, sappy acoustic songs. Just is on this album, and it's one of the most chaotic Radiohead songs they ever written. It goes all over the place, and it's really fun. Coming in at number 4, we have Hail to the Thief. This may be a hot take because I don't think people really like this album that much. A lot of people say it's too bloated. It's only 3 minutes longer than OK Computer. So, like, what do you want? The songs are all good, except The Gloaming, the only other Radiohead song that I do not really like. I just don't like the do 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 do. I just don't find that very interesting, and it's kind of a boring song. Another hot take coming in. Everyone says Radiohead's like a sad band. I don't see it. Like, what song on this album is sad? Just it like, on all their albums. Like, they maybe have like what 15 sad songs out of a catalog of like over 100 songs. Like, mostly, if anything, they're like moody or gloomy, but they have so many like upbeat, funky songs. Funky. They have so many like upbeat, like rock songs and like straightforward groove songs, like Mixomatosis, Body Snatchers. I don't understand the meme that Radiohead is a sad band. They have like maybe a handful of sad songs, and that's it. They are more gloomy than they are depressing. I don't understand why everyone says they're a sad band when they don't have that many sad songs. And that's my hot take. Another thing I like about this album is they really blend the rock and electronic sounds they were doing. Like, they had the first 3 albums, those were rock. Then they did Kid A and Amnesiac, which are more electronic. And then they combined them together for Hail to the Thief, and I think it sounds great. They have the more electronic ones like Sit Down, Stand Up, Mixomatosis, Backdrift, and then they have the more rock songs like 2+2 and They're There, Scatterbrain, Wolf at the Door. It's such a good album. I don't understand why this album is kind of seen as like the black sheep. One thing I can say about this album is it doesn't really have a 10 out of 10 song. There's some that are really close, but it's a really consistent album overall. Like, every song besides The Gloaming is like an 8 or 9 out of 10. It's such a good album. I don't see why Radiohead fans like this album as much. Some other stand-up moments. I think the vocal harmonies on I Will are great. This Wolf at the Door is such a fun song. 2+2 is probably one of the best openers they've ever done. There is just an all-around great song. I think the in Backdrift is really funny. Overall, a great album. You people are sleeping on it. Listen to it again. I swear, it's a great album. Coming in at number 3, we have Kid A. This has been my wallpaper on my PC for like the past 5 or more years. I think this is one of the best album covers ever designed. I love this album cover. It also probably has my favorite production of any Radiohead album. It's just so like isolated and cool and icy and just like far out. And this album just feels purple to me. I don't know what. I think it's probably because the album cover is blue and red. It makes you think of purple. Do I have to mention The Left Turn? I don't want to. You know it. This is also probably one of the calmest Radiohead albums. Songs like Everything in Its Right Place, Kid A, Tree Fingers. There's a lot of just slow, great songs. But it's also one of the most chaotic Radiohead albums with the songs like National Anthem or Idiotech. It's just a weird balance between the two, being really calm but also really all over the place and chaotic. Also, the vocals on this album, there's a lot of really rhythmic singing, especially on like Everything in Its Right Place or Idiotech. Everything has a nice rhythmic flow to it, and it's really catchy and a lot of fun to sing along to. Also, the climax of How to Disappear is like one of the greatest things they ever did, hands down. Or anything anyone's ever done in general in the history of recorded music. Kid A, the song was in The Sopranos for some reason. They picked that one. I also love the organ or whatever sound it is they use in motion picture soundtrack. It's such a great sound. It fits the song so well. I do love this album, but I think the biggest thing keeping it from being number one, well, like any of the last three or four or five albums could be number one at any given time, but right now the reason why I'm thinking it's number three. Songs like Kid A, In Limbos, and Tree Fingers, they kind of kill the vibe a little bit. They kill the flow. They're good songs. I just think they kind of 1% diminish the flow of the album a little bit. I'm sorry. Moving on. Uh-oh. Coming in at number two is OK Computer. Once again, I'm going to ask you, what song on this album is sad? Exit music? Sure, it's gloomy. Paranoid android, subterranean homesick alien. What's sad here? Lucky, the tourist? Tell me, climbing up the walls. What is sad on this album? Tell me. I don't get why Radiohead are a sad band. This is their most popular album. There's not a sad song on it. Some of them are like, they're not happy, but I want to describe them as like a sad, depressing band. I don't understand where this stereotype comes from. Is Airbag a sad song? Tell me. I don't get it. Speaking of Airbag, what a great opener. That guitar tone, it makes the album. Yeah, as soon as you hear those first two notes, yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 album. My biggest complaint with this album is Airbag. The song kind of ends around like the 3 minute mark. He stops singing, and the song like cuts out, and then it comes back in for like another 2 minutes. I feel like the song should have ended there. That's just me. It feels like the song wraps up nicely, and then it just goes on. And it probably shouldn't. Paranoid Android's one of Radiohead's best written songs ever. It's super complex, so many great catchy parts throughout. It goes through a bunch of different stages, and every part of the song is great. It's probably Radiohead's magnum opus in the moment that they solidified themselves as being that band that people talk too much about. Some other moments I love on this album, Subterranean Homesick Alien, great guitar effects, great vocal lines. Exit music, when all those instruments come in, especially that bass line, such a great bass tone, and what a song. Karma Police, great song. I love Climbing Up the Walls. I love how noisy and crazy it gets, especially at the end. He's like screaming and it gets like over compressed. I think that song's a little underrated, if I'm going to say. You know what else I'm going to say? I think Let Down, the meme song, is now officially overrated. It's one of the weaker songs on the album, IMO. It's a good song, but now it's like one of their most streamed songs. I don't know how this happened. It's probably TikTok, but like, it's okay. It's good. I like it. The real underrated song is Electioneering, because that song's a banger and you all hate it. It's Okay Computer. I didn't pick it for number one. Coming at number one, we have In Rainbows. All around perfect album. It's just a perfect album. 10 songs, 40 minutes, back to back to back, banger after banger after banger. It's just the perfect album. There's nothing wrong with this album at all. There's no flaws in it. When I think perfect album, I think In Rainbows. If I had to say anything that's a complaint about this album, is that 15 Step kind of feels out of place. It's a great song and I love it, but it's really the only like electronic song on the album, and it's the opener. I feel like it should have been moved further down in the track list and opened up with something like Body Snatcher. I feel like if we swap those two. Small nitpick. Great album. Speaking of Body Snatcher, what a song. It's so much fun. I love that guitar line so much. It's such a high energy song. Same thing with Jigsaw falling into place. It just keeps going and going and going. It has such a great energy to it. And then there's Nude, probably the prettiest song ever. Like, I freaking love that song so much. It's just the prettiest song. ever in, probably, if I had to pick one. All I Need, great song, great bass lines, great for testing out speakers. And just all around, this album has great guitar playing. There's like a lot of octave work throughout this album, like on Nude and House of Cards, Reckoner. Great guitar playing. Also, the main vocal melody in House of Cards is really great. Super catchy. Very enjoyable. I see a lot of hate online for Videotape. I think it's a fun song. I like it. I think it's good. Good closer. I don't care that it's rhythmically complex or whatever. I count it in 4/4. I really like how like each time the snare roll comes in, it gets like one note longer, so it just keeps stretching out until the end, where it's like going on for like 2, 3 full seconds or something. Hi, it's the editor coming back to prove my point. I forgot to mention that once again, there's not a single sad song on this album, maybe besides Videotape. 15 Step, Body Snatcher, Weird Fish. Like most of these songs are like kind of hopeful and optimistic. Like I don't understand where this stereotype came from. Okay, I proved my point. It's Radiohead. Uh, what do you want me to say? That's it. What did I say? It's been a while since I've done this. I forget. That's it. See ya.